Welcome, everyone. We are Elevated Mindcast. I'm Nick.
I'm AJ.
How's it going, everyone?
Welcome, guys.
Tóxicas, tóxicos, gordos and gordas,
Skonks.
skoncas, my operadas, my not so good operadas. I'm sorry, one cheek's bigger than the other, or the chichis are bigger than the other. Sorry.
Yeah.
To my people that started going to the gym the beginning of this year and stopped now and are just, now are listening to us and eating chips.
welcome.
Welcome to the girls out there that found love, and you guys thought that you guys were gonna marry this guy and find out that he cheated on you for someone younger and better.
Or he's gay.
Welcome to my 30, 40, 50-year-old people out there that have kids and still live with their parents. God.
Welcome, guys.
To my fails and feas, welcome. To my ugly people, welcome. To my good-looking people, to my gorgeous people, everyone in general, welcome.
Cholos and cholas.
And my cholos, don't forget, we need protection. My cholos and cholas.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
All right. So today's episode, we were going to talk about the life of dating and online dating. All right. So it seems like nowadays everybody has turned to online dating because it's more convenient. We have more access to viewing people's profiles. You get to know somebody a lot quicker via internet. But then there's a lot of fake profiles and a lot of fake profiles. But I've noticed too that they've dialed down they tweaked down the security and the background checks for online dating as well. So that's nice. But at least back when I was doing it, it was easy to create a fake profile and really just
catfish
somebody. Which I've had a few of those stories as well because I've had some bad experiences with online dating. I started online dating way back before I met my wife, but I'm married now. But I had some very, very, very bad experiences. But believe it or not, I met my wife through online dating, but it came with the cost. So let's dive into it, man. So online dating, man. I think the true traditional way of dating, meeting somebody somewhere at a store, is very rare.
Yeah, it's rare.
At the bar, I mean, you can't say you met somebody at the bar, man. That's not gonna be a serious relationship. That's just you wanted to get some, and that's it. But to meet a true person, at an event or a school or store or even at a church or something like that, I think it's a lot harder. It seems like it's very rare. So then everybody turns to online dating. It seems like, but online dating is rough, man. I want to share my experience with online dating. First, I don't know if you have any stories with dating or anybody you know.
Well, I do, but do you consider? Let's just say you do the online dating, right?
Yeah.
You meet this girl. She's phenomenal. You guys kick it off, but you take her home. The first time you met her, you get to take her home.
First date?
The first date. Can you consider that woman a good woman?
She's a certified cochina.
Certified cochina, baby. Believe it or not, dude, I've had friends where they tell me that it's just getting some now. It's just very easy.
Yeah.
And
because that's why people use online dating for now.
Yeah, but it's crazy, man.
It's like you just look for a quick
hookup.
A quick hookup, and then it's like the easiest resource because you just talk a little bit. Hey, you want to hook up, and then you could tell if just like, hey, you want to go back to my place or whatever, Netflix and chill. Then that's what it's for.
Damn.
But then some are not like that either. I know I've had my fair share with investing time into somebody, and
money,
and you're just waiting until the subject comes up finally 3 months later to say that seems like eternity in dating life.
Damn, 3 months.
And then she's like, "Oh no," or still doesn't want to, whatever. Then it's like, I mean, we're only human, dude. You can only do so much. So.
And men, men has the urge of just trying to get some all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very hard, but yeah, believe it or not, I had buddies that told me that they've taken, first night, bam.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, they just keep talking to them, or they just let them.
Well, yeah, but then I guess it fades out, I guess. So.
Yeah. So, I think we would say that if you are going on a first date and dating, and say you're a girl and the guy's talking about, hey, well, how do you feel about sex, or how do you feel about, come back to my place? He's there for the wrong reasons. Same thing with the girl, man. If a guy, I know there's genuine guys who are really trying to find somebody, and the girl is already just talking about attractions and physicals, and hey, can I go back to your place? What do you want to do after this? that you know it's not going to be serious. And that's hard because it's frustrating, man. You genuinely are trying to get to know somebody, and usually a first date takes time anyway, like a week or so of talking, and you finally meet, and then that conversation comes up like too soon. It's almost like if it's not mutual for the both of you guys and one or the other is bringing it up too soon, then it throws a red flag. It's like, man, I get that it's important if it is in your wheelhouse to want to know if somebody is good at, you know, what they do in bed, but at the same time, if somebody's all they're doing is talking about that, then it's hard to take them seriously, especially if you're genuinely trying to find a serious relationship, and getting to know somebody to have one day, settle down with, and have a family and all that stuff. It's hard, man. I would say online dating is the hardest way to really settle down with somebody. Not that it's impossible, because I will say that that's how I met my wife. We online dated at the time. We happened to come across each other. But again, like I said, it came with the price. I went through a lot of different online dates before I found, and this is over a course of like a year and a half and 2 years. It was very frustrating after a while.
Golly, dude.
Because you invest 3-4 months, sometimes a month into a person for it not to work out, just to try it over again another 2-3 months, and you're doing that constantly, like 8 different times.
Any weird people? Any weird women?
Oh, man. Yeah, I will say this in a nutshell, that I came across one girl that was a daughter of a drug lord, and that scared me. She straight out told me it was like, my dad's a drug kingpin in Mexico, and I was like, she's like, you sure you want this life? And I'm just like, he's like, yeah, he already knows who you are. I'm like, okay, bye. I just didn't want to get involved, man. That was scary. There was another one that was not that against this. It's just it's not my thing. She was really into like the crystals and the positive vibes and having these things next to her. And I'm a very God-fearing person, so you know, I don't believe in that stuff. So she was just big on crystals and positive energy, and I don't like your energy and blah blah blah. That was weird for me, honestly. That was another one, and then, you know, it just goes on and on and on and on. So just to share a little bit before I met my wife, it was towards the end where I was just about getting ready to give up, man. I was already like my 7th, 8th date, and I just wasn't working out. And I was just like, man, I'm getting so exhausted, dude. I'm losing hope at this point. So I came across my wife. This is how I found her. Wrote her normal. Said, hey, I'm so-and-so. Kind of got to the point. This and this and that. I'm this and this and that. Just to make it brief. Nothing too upfront, but just enough for her to grab her attention. Luckily, grabbed her attention. She wrote back. I remember she was being honest with me when we settled down and talked about this, that she was skeptical of talking to me because there's an age difference between her and I. I mean, not that big, but she wasn't into anybody that was going to be younger than her, and I was younger than her at the time. When we finally met, we had a nice dinner, we had a nice walk, and I opened up to her a lot more about certain things in my life because I'm a very expressive guy. That's just the way I am. So I just told her about my life. We had a nice little walk at a park, and we shared life experiences and stories, and I wanted her to really know who I was genuinely. But little did I know that she was actually looking for somebody, a man especially, who was expressive, because most men are not expressive.
Yeah.
We don't open up like we talked about in the last episode. So the fact that I was able to share things with her, she took it as like, wow, this is amazing that you're very expressive and you're open up to what you're saying. And that meant a lot to her, and I didn't know that. I was just being myself and sharing things with her that, you know, I don't mind sharing with most people because it's part of my life. But she was really genuinely looking for somebody who would talk and open up. So that's how we connected. And long story short, things have been great ever since then. We've been married for a couple of years now, and we have a blended family together. But it's been awesome, man. But again, it came with the price. It took a lot of dating, me knowing what I wanted, didn't want to know, or didn't want. She did the same thing. Went through a couple of dates. Figure out what guys are loyal, not loyal, and what she wanted, not wanted. But it ended up being a lot better than we expected, man. So that was my experience with online dating. I got very unlucky at the time before I even started doing it. But it sucks. It could suck, and then it could be exciting at the same time.
So you said you went for a walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did that walk ended up going to your place, or?
No, that's an honest question. No. I didn't. I already knew at the time. I wasn't looking for that. That's just me.
Oh, okay.
I was genuinely trying to, because I had just came off of a serious relationship. I was married once before with my daughter's mom. So I knew I lived that life. I've already had kind of the messing around in my early ages. And so I just wanted to find somebody who would genuinely trying to get to know, to settle down with once again, because I wasn't getting any younger. And my wife now was going through the same thing. She had a previous marriage as well. She already had kids. So she too was like most people I think that have kids. They just are they don't want to be messing around, especially when you got little ones, because you want to set an example for your kids for sure. They were just looking for something genuine to build something with somebody one day. So that's kind of like we were both at. So we got very fortunate that we were both on the same page. But no, I think we waited a while actually before, we went on a few dates before she invited me over to her place. And we were still just hanging out. We were just like sit down and watching movies. And then we still hadn't really even introduced each other's kids. And that's another thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Is introducing your kids, man. You definitely want to protect your little ones from meeting somebody, especially a stranger to them. I think give it time before you feel genuinely that, hey, I want you to meet my son, daughters, whatever, both. Because then you don't want to give false hope to your kids as well.
Right.
You know, because it's like, is this my stepdad? Especially the little, is this my stepmom type of thing? You know, who is this? So I would say at that point when you guys do that, I mean, it must be getting pretty serious.
Yeah, you know, it's. I'm gonna touch on that because I know people where they introduce different dads, different men in their lives over and over and over again, and I think that plays a big part of mental health and kids. You know that, I mean, at a very young age. But yeah, just be very careful who you introduce your kids to, your family especially, because you don't want to be that dad that goes, oh damn, I have a daughter like this, you know, and it's messed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, just choose wisely.
Yeah.
It seems like women nowadays, they can't even find the right guy. You know, it sucks, but I mean, just the way life is.
And I will say this too, just to add to what Nick is saying. If you do genuinely like a woman, or women, if you do genuinely like a guys, and let's say the amount of kids is different. I know a lot of times the mothers like to have, let's say 4 or 5 kids. They'll usually tell the guy, oh, it's not I'm not expecting you to raise my kids. And the vice versa. The guy's gonna be like, I'm not expecting you to raise my kids, and he's got 4 or 5, you know. It's
Tax
not
season, baby.
It's not that it's our responsibility or the person's responsibility. It's just they're gonna be in your life. So one way or another, you're gonna be some sort of father figure around them, and it isn't gonna become some sort of a responsibility. Not entirely, but because you are present, it's gonna look that way. So I would also recommend being careful. If that's something you want to dive into, that's another thing to consider, especially when you got with somebody who has a lot of kids or a lot of background with failed relationships. You know, you got to really consider, do I see myself with a blended family with her one day? You know, if it is somebody that you like, because it's going to be that way, whether you look at it or not. You cannot exclude. It's almost impossible to try to live a life with them and exclude their kids into your life. It's not. And it's vice versa, man. You got to think of it like, do I see this person spending time with my kids and us getting along? Because that's another factor, believe it or not. It's a break factor. I have friends right now that talk about, it didn't work out with this girl because she didn't like my son, or yeah, I didn't work out with this guy because he's like, those are not my kids, you know. And it's unfortunate, man, but that's what happens, honestly. So that's another factor, guys, when it comes to dating. That's the other part that sucks, dude, especially when you got kids, is them liking your kids. Because imagine, you know, for you, I know you got boys, them not liking your boys, like, that's a deal breaker for you. I'm pretty sure. She could be amazing, incredible, and all of a sudden, like, she's like, "Oh, your kid's this, your kid's that." You're like, "Whoa, wait, like, you know, watch your tone. Like, that's my son or whatever." And same thing with me, man. And if they were to say like that about my daughter, because I do have a daughter as from a previous, and they were like, she's knowing, she's this, she's that, I don't like her, you know.
Oh man.
Yeah, that hits home, dude. You're a protector of your own child, and they come first before the other person, dude. Especially if you guys are not married, like, honestly. Yeah, that'll be what online dating and dating is. Guys, if you guys have any experiences, we would love to hear you guys' experiences with online dating.
Weird or not weird, whatever it is, just comment. And we'll answer them.
I mean, did you meet your significant other through online dating? Did you not? Did you try it? How was it for you? But we would love to hear what you guys have to say about that, or even voice your opinion with online dating. Or if you met somebody randomly somewhere and that was a great story. I mean, we'd love to hear that, you guys. You know, we're here to help each other, encourage one another. So please leave a comment and share your experiences with us. So I think we're going to go ahead and cut this from here.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, guys. Thank you again for joining us. This is episode 6, I believe.
6.
Thank you guys for those who have been watching us this far. It's much appreciated, guys. This means a lot to us that we're able to continue this. The more likes, the more shares that we get, the more we feel like, you know, let's keep this going. Maybe there is interest out there. And again, we're learning as we go. We're tweaking our content here and there, making it look just that much better for you guys. If there's anything we need to work on, please voice that. But if it's good so far, then hey, we're doing something right. So until next time, guys, we were Elevated Micast. I'm AJ.
I'm Nick. Sky to the sea, baby.
Sky to the sea. Have a blessed day.